Sundowns and Chiefs at 12. Hashtag Asidali. Hashtag Sibutamanje.
Yeah, that was way too extra. But with 2 extra hot wings, the Soulman load up is just enough extra.
Welcome back to the Link Up, where Africa as a whole gets to meet right here on your World of Champions, and we talk football. We talk everything from players of the week to players to watch out for to exciting tournaments. And this time around, we're going to be talking the Nedbank Cup final. What a tournament this has been. And of course, you guys know I'm not here alone. I've got some friends with me who are going to, and I got this song finally, but it's fine. I've got Sky with me. I've got Men versus John. I've got Pitch Invaders, Emilio representing Pitch Invaders. I've got Timade and I've got Ukacheni here. Hey, madoda, ngathi kunzima ukuthi ngiqala lapho kuGatsheni. Katsheni unjani isikhulu sami?
Ngiyaphila ngibingelele ababukele emakhaya.
Hey, kwaze kwabhlungu ngathi sonke nje sila asikho kufinali.
Akuzolunga next season soba khona.
Yeah, next season soba khona. Akungitshele this tournament so far in Nedbank Cup final. I love it because it gives a platform to teams from all tiers in South African football. How exciting is it to see those teams take up the big giants, Efana Nabo, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Amazulu also had a good spell. How fun is it watching these young upcoming teams and players, play in a tournament like in Nedbank Cup?
I think iyajabulisa kakhulu because they get a chance to play against those like their role models. So bathole ithuba ukuthi bafacane pound to pound nama role models abo, but futhi nathi sisabalandeli bebhola la kwi-PSL siyakwazi ukuzirate ukuthi ama-teammate a-strong kangakanani, because mothi uya-check-a i-Castle Stars manje iGillies Manga yasikhipha yabo yasishaya yasibambisa i-Q sama-team aku-PSL yasibambisa i-Q up until izophuma ku-semi-final iphuma nge-own goal nakhona ayizange izikore iDurban City yakorelwa yibona. So mina nje ngithi ku-right kakhulu because ama-players amaningi esiwatholayo lapha kulawa ama-team if edlala nama-team aka-PSL, because indlela enye futhi yoku-scout yabo abadlali bathola i-chance ukuthi bafesane nalama-team amakhulu, then ekugcineni sithi yabona sebethola ama-contract emathimini aka-PSL. So kuyinto enhle kakhulu, into enhle kakhulu.
Yeah, absolutely. In case you're just joining us right now and you're wondering what's going on, we are on the Link Up and we're talking the Nedbank Cup final. We've got ETS Galaxy taking on Durban City. And this is, I think, we'd argue, our own different opinions, but I think this is going to be a very interesting final because throughout the tournament, we've seen teams like Cape Stars upset, unfortunately my team, Orlando Pirates, on its way to try and take that cup. But we've got a Kaizer Chiefs also, who early on, they were supposed to be defending this title, and I know Sky is going to be joining us a bit later, but Timid, what happened? You guys left the Nedbank Cup trophy on autopilot, on self-defense mode. How? Early on, you guys were out, and we've got two different teams in the final. We've got TS Galaxy, we've got Durban City. What happened to Kaizer Chiefs? I thought you guys were going to defend this title.
Greetings, Wale, greetings to the panel and greetings to the US Sterling Cup. Obviously, as a defending champion, I have to be here. As the current champion, let me not say defending because I exited this WhatsApp group earlier on. But I think we suffered the curse of playing Stellenbosch each and every tournament that we played in this season. We faced them first league game, we faced them first Carling game, which happened to be the only game that we played. They knocked us out, and then Nedbank. The draw gave us them a game. They knocked us out too. And if you look at the route of the two teams that are remaining, it wasn't an easy one, more especially for TS Galaxy. I mean, they started with Mamelodi Sundowns that a lot of people thought they were going to be the favorites because it's one trophy that has also dodged them in a couple of seasons prior to this one. So for Chiefs, it would have been one trophy that would have had the most because we actually just played for two in this particular season. And as the current champions, to be knocked out as early as the first round, it would have had. But I'm also happy for the two owners of the two teams that will be playing tomorrow because this also comes with financial injection. I mean, the winner taking that sum of money and also with the opportunity to play continental football next season. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. But also, if you look at the two teams, they've changed coaches. One thing that they have in common, or a couple of things that they have in common, is that they've changed coaches already this season now. And the fact that coming into this game, their last 5 games, they have a similar run. They last won the games at the very same Nedbank Cup, but they've been struggling in the league. They have 3 losses and they drew their last games. So it's going to be an interesting one, looking at the fact that their defenses have been key this season in the Nedbank Cup run.
No, 100%. I'm getting word that my partner in crime, Sky, is actually with us here. Sky, my brother, are you good, love?
No, okay, cool. And we're talking Nedbank Cup. I just wanted to remind you guys what happened on the 10th of May, 2025 at Moses Mapida Stadium. But I see Kolapo. We won't talk about that. No, but you know what? I think, you know what, there's 2 ways to look at this. You know, you could have easily had a Sundowns Pirates final, you had a Chiefs Pirates final, or vice versa. But it's probably a good feeling of having teams that have, if you look at the way they got to the final, they've earned their way to the final. Durban City, Chief, if you win 3 penalty shootouts, you are destined to be in the final. And on top of that, to Toli on goal, I think you are destined to be the final. And then obviously all the murmurs and all the things that have happened this week with Bernard Parker, now his first big assignment is a cup final. You know the new coach bounce. We'll see what happens there. But I think, you know what, it's as a neutral, it's nice to not have our hearts in this one. We just want to watch the best team for 90 minutes, even 120 minutes. Who has it? They both, I guess, if you think about it, playing really, really away because, I mean, Mpumalanga, Polokwane is close. We're coming from the coast. But if you're going to ask me who I'm supporting, at this moment, I'm in Durban. It's humid. The aircon is on. Durban City all the way.
My man, I think it's too early. Azine, while you're on that note, you know there's a very famous team that's causing waves la Pagugu Champions League called the PSG. Tina la locally TSG, TS Galaxy. So I think that, you know, that energy from PSG is probably going to pour into TSG, and we might just see an upset. But I'm gonna hold you right there. I want your prediction, and I want an exact score prediction, Sky. I'm gonna put you on the I'm gonna put you on the chopping block like that. We also got Pitch Invaders. Let's talk about how this is the Cup of Dreams. Like, this is a tournament that is open to everybody, that a team can make a name for itself. We've seen TTM do it. We've seen Baroka do it. And, you know, how special is a tournament like this to those, you know, upcoming teams from lower divisions?
Yeah, man, you know, as a fan that supports a team in a lower division, obviously in the NFT, Cape Town City, would have loved to see them in the final as well. But I think, as they mentioned earlier, it's a good opportunity for the players to kind of showcase themselves, for the teams to really have a cup run and see how they perform, right? As we know, both of these teams not having the best form in the league this season, but you end your season with a cup, you have a trophy lift. I think it's good for the spirits of the team. Would have loved to see an NFD side in the final, Catholic Stars unfortunately failing at the semi-final, Milford as well. But I think that this will be a good final for the neutral. I'm surprised to hear that Sky and everyone's saying, Durban City seem to be the favorites. I think based on the stats, it does suggest, but winning matches in the penalty shootout is very different to winning the matches in the 90 minutes. And that's why I think, PS Galaxy, as you said, beating Galaxy. I personally feel like they will go on to win the final. I think Tim Sukai is excited to see, what's going to happen. And I think it's just so interesting that there's been a manager change a few days before the final as well. So it's chaotic, but obviously a good opportunity. And I think that TX Galaxy will get the win.
And, we talk about upsets. Yeah, and I know one man that was very happy for Castric Stars beating my team was Man versus John. But, this is a very special highlight of this tournament, is the upsets that it comes with. Man versus John, do you have one that stood out for you, an upset that you feel like, okay, this was not supposed to happen?
I see what you do. I see what you're doing. Man, John, I see what he's doing.
Where on paper you are saying, no, man, this team is going to win. After 90 minutes, we got a shocker.
I was convinced, but I don't know. Yeah, it's my team, man. And I was so
I was there, Man versus John. I was there.
But the thing is that I think, wasn't it when we were playing also CAF Confederations Cup, wasn't it that period we took on Stellenbosch?
There's no excuses. One thing about Nedbank Cup, there's no excuses.
They were coming at a fast pace, so to balance out the team, we'd come back from Africa, we got to play Stellenbosch, and then we got knocked out, you see. So that one was the biggest shock. Sundowns, not really, because Sundowns won. Crazy enough, I predicted it. I had a TikTok video where I said, Sundowns will get knocked out. I know them to concentrate on CAF Champions League, and it happened. So yeah. That's a shocking one. That's a one that's shocking. Also, weird one. Durban City versus Golden Arrows, because Durban City got a red card early on, and they held on up until penalty shootout against Golden Arrows. That one was a big shocker for me. That's the mid-game shocker for me.
Look, I won't lie. Castric was definitely a shocker for me because I was like, I hear we're through, And then after we got beat, then Amazulu also got beating. Did you also predict for Castric Stars to advance at your expense?
Yeah, definitely. After
I think we lost Kacheni. Sky, talk to me, brother. Castric Stars, was that a huge shocker for you? Because they had a run that nobody expected.
Yeah, so I think the run up until Amazulu, everyone was favoring Amazulu, but it was an interesting one. I mean, obviously, like I said earlier, I'm from Durban, and I was chatting to Usman Jabulo, who's the CEO of Amazulu, and if you guys notice, Amazulu, one day they're playing at the Princess Makoko Stadium, the next day they're playing at the Moses Mapita Stadium. The first question I asked her was that, why are you playing at the Moses Mapita Stadium, especially against Castric Stars? The lights are not working, it's load shedding, but it's not load shedding. Make it uneasy for them. And then they took them to the Moses Mapita Stadium at 3 p.m. The lights were out there, the boys were on the run. We saw what they did to Pirates the week before, Escodini, and then they got the result there. So that for me, when Amazulu lost that game, I was very shocked because number one, like I said, the venue, there was not many fans there because of how big the venue is, not because the teams are not supported. They should have taken them to Princess Makoko Stadium. But Man versus John, I thought when he asked you about I'm upset, I thought he meant the upset of the tournament, in the history of the tournament. Remember what happened, Moses Mapita, 2019, Zakele Lipasa. Ish, Nedbank Cup Kiona. Ish.
Yeah, one thing about this tournament, it does have a lot of twists and turns, a lot of surprises, and we love it for exactly this, is that, you know what, it's not just, like other tournaments where everybody's from the same league, and you kind of sort of go off of form. And speaking of the Castric Stars, teams like Castric Stars have a lot of resources to do research on Orlando Pirates. A quick Google search, go log on to DSTV and check SuperSport, and you look at past games. Whereas a Pirates does not have a luxury of, going, where do we get the footage to study Keswick Stars? Unless we send somebody there for 4 or 5 games leading up to our fixture with them, which you can't really know because the tournament itself is very unpredictable. We love it for exactly that. But look, in terms of upsets, I don't think I would necessarily put all my eggs in the Durban City basket. Sky, I know you're gonna have me for saying this, but Durban City, I don't see them making it past Ilokuzan. ETSG.
So I know you can call them PSG from Bombela. It's fine. We'll sort that out. But so I think this game is interesting because you have to look at the stats, right? It seems like ever since both teams made the final, their concentration or their end goal is the final. But if you're a betting man, Durban City has beaten ETS Galaxy twice this season. 2-0 at home, 2-0 away. So, you can't look past that. On top of that, if you look at how Durban City got to the final, they found to get it to 0-0. They find to get it to 0-0 after 120 minutes because Omadalu Kona Lapayana, who plays more golf than he's in goals, Darren Keats. Darren Keats all of a sudden now is Brian Malloy, is Munif Joseph. Because when you talk about people crawling over the finish line, if this game gets to a point where it's cramps, it's 2 minutes halftime talks at extra time, Durban City has to be the team you back. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Durban, but because of what I've seen in the tournament. Of course, TS Galaxy knocked out in Mamelodi Sundowns, right? So you can give them a chance. Of course, TS Galaxy has won the Nedbank Cup before beating Kaizer Chiefs. But also there's history here for Maritzburg, I nearly said Maritzburg United. I guess it's the same thing, right? Maritzburg United, Durban City. They've lost the final before. No KZN team has ever won the Nedbank Cup, even when it's Nedbank Cup from 2008, even though it was whatever cup it was in the 1970s. No Durban team has won it. And I'll tell you what, looking at these boys, history is ready to be made. 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Hey, he's ready to. Oh, no pressure, because I'm sure they're watching this thinking, Sky, so much pressure on us here. But we're looking forward to that. I think we're gonna head off to a break right now. But when we return from that break, we need to dive deep into the journey that both teams took, making it to the final, because it's been an interesting journey, like you're saying. Having survived by an own goal, and then We want to hear more from the panel. We want to hear more. And remember, if you're tuning in, we're also live on YouTube. We're also live on TikTok, also live on Facebook. So wherever you're tuning in from, make sure to tap into the comments. Drop your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are about this coming up Nedbank Cup final. And we're going to hear more from the coaches as well. So let's take that quick break so we can hear what the thoughts of the coaches are. Coming right after this. This is The Link Up. Yeah.
Choose your taste. Original. Zinger.
Dunked.
But I have to warn you. Once you taste these... Once you taste these strips, there's no going back. KFC strips. You won't get it until you taste them.
Co-pilot.
Check.
Moves you do. What are you hiding? I see you at the end.
GWM. Go with more.
Upsets. I don't think any of us could have predicted a Durban City and TS Galaxy final, but here we are. This is what we love about the Nedbank Cup, the unpredictability of this tournament, and also just making sure that everybody puts their best foot forward. Now, the coaches of the respective teams in the finals have made it very clear that their eyes are on the prize. They're not underestimating each other, and funny enough, both of them are interim coaches. We've got Coach Bernard Parker and we've got Coach Dladla. This is their first major tournament that they're leading a team. It's going to be a very, very big game for both of these teams. If I'm a betting man, I would probably be putting my money on Bernard Parker. I don't know about you, Jen. Sky, if you're a betting man, taking what the coaches have said leading up to this game, who would you say can lead their team to glory in this final?
You know what? I think I'll go with the guy who's gone 12 rounds for 3 matches. He's gone to a dark place. You know when Uncle Rassie Erasmus for the Springboks talk about going to a dark place. Upito has gone to a dark place 3 times. TS Galaxy, they score a lot of goals, but in the final, and they also concede a lot of goals. And I don't know if that's the way to go about in the final. You need to be able to grind out a result here. And on top of that, with me saying that, I'm probably going to contradict myself here. I really hope it's not a final where one is waiting for the other. We saw PSG, we saw Bayern Munich. I need that final. In Polokwane, but before Makati comes on and does the things, I need 3-2 at half time. But if I look at both coaches, I think it's too soon for Bernard Parker to maybe get the team to the level he wants them to be, especially being a week into the job after getting the job earlier this week. But Upito Dladla, he's an interim coach. The other one is an interim coach. Whoever wins the final will probably get the job on a full-time basis. But I have to go with the trial and tested. I look at the Durban City team. I look at Darren Keats. I look at Hashim Domingo. I look at Omar Duna. I look at all those guys. I look at Opogenpool. And I'm like, this team here, when they will go SuperSport, Mamelodi Sundowns, when Darren Keats was in Belgium, they know how to win cups. So I have to go with the team that has the know-how and the team that have grinded their way through to the final, Durban City.
With that being said, we welcome Upra Spa. You spoke about our own Maduna. We've got a Maduna of our own here with us here. Upra Spa, how are you doing, brother? I think we may have lost him. But let me head over to Timedi. Timedi, Sky talks about a coach that have been to a dark place. We can't take away from the fact that Bernard Parker has been with the club for quite some time in a coaching capacity. He's also, worked with the DDC team. He was an assistant coach as well. He's not coming fresh into this job as in like they got him on the corner of the street, to understand. But what do you think he could possibly do going into this fixture to get this team across the line?
I think, talking of dark places, Bernard Parker has seen the darker side of Nedbank Cup. After he lost against the very same team that he's coaching today, when he was still at Kaizer Chiefs, and the team was playing in a lower tier. So he knows the dark place of this particular tournament. And the other thing that would be an edge to him would be the fact that he has played with the very same players that he's coaching now. I mean, a season ago, he was training with them. He knows their weaknesses. He knows their strengths. And it would be very, very interesting if he can win it as a coach as well, because he has won it for Kaizer Chiefs previously. And him winning it in less than 2-3 weeks, that would definitely be tops. And remember, TS Galaxy has won this trophy before. If you look at their bars, the one that they use on match days, it's branded the very same Nedbank Cup, the champion holding the very same Nedbank Cup. So it would definitely be an interesting one if they won it again. And for history, there will be history will always remember them as 2 times Nedbank Cup champions. And I think on the day you gotta put all your eggs in one basket and talk about a player like Mahlambi, who for them has been very, very instrumental this season. And if you look at this fixture from a Durban City point of view, you gotta look at Darren Kidd, who has kept a lot of clean sheets, but lately the team has been leaking a lot of goals, because I think the last 5 games they've conceded in each and every game that they played. When you talk about the last 5 games, so one of the 2 players that I've mentioned would definitely have to step up, because I think there's nothing to lose compared to when it's the league, because I mean we have already said that Durban City have won the 2 games this season, and if you could go back to last season, they also knocked out the very same TS Galaxy in the very same tournament. So for TS Galaxy to leave this trophy, they will have to do something new or something that they haven't been doing in the last 3 fixtures against the very same team, which will be to beat Durban City. So it's gonna take more than we anticipate for a TS Galaxy to lift this trophy and for the Mpumalanga people to be happy again.
Pitch invaders, we're talking coaches and what they have to go and work on going into this final. Well, it's a day away, and it's a big game for them. How do you see the players' contribution into making a coach comfortable coming into an interim position ahead of such a big game? This is for you, Pitch Invaders.
Oh, sorry, Levy. Look, for me, I hear what you're saying with regards to the players make the coach feel comfortable, right? I think that Bernard Parker has an easier job. I know that sounds kind of contradictory because he's a week into the job, but similar to, like a Real Madrid with Alvaro Arbeloa, where this team has been doing well in this competition already. You're not going to get him to play a different system or kind of gel to your ideas. If they've been performing well in this competition, they're going to go on the pitch. They're going to know what they've done before. They're going to perform at that level again. And I do think that teams can show up differently. So there's league form and then there's cup form as well. So I think Bernard Parker will be looking at this TS Galaxy side, or I constantly want to say PS Galaxy, looking at this side, looking at the amount of goals that they scored in the competition. And not only just the goals that they've scored, because obviously they scored like 2-3 goals in different matches, but they've also kept clean sheets. I think they've only conceded 1 goal so far, right, in the last 4 games in the Nedbank Cup. I know Durban City defensively with that and Keith is much better, but I think defensively and offensively they are better. So I think a bit more of a relaxed approach by Bernard Parker, and I think that the players will be comfortable and they can just perform at the same level. Make it easy for him.
Okay, I believe we've got a TSG supporter, Esther. Esther, are you with us?
Hello, I'm with you guys.
How are you, Esther?
I'm better than other days, and I'm looking forward for tomorrow.
How did you feel about going into a final with an interim coach? What happened? What happened with you guys letting go of that coach and bringing in Bernard Parker?
No, don't worry, going to final with an interim coach. We are trusting the leadership of Bernard Parker. Don't worry about that. You will remember our last coach before Adnan, Sid Ramovic. We were at number 16, and Sid Ramovic left us while we were number 16. But never mind that, back with Adnan managed to take us from number 16 to top 8. So we are trusting the leadership of Bernard Parker. Bernard Parker has been with us for a while. So worry not.
Wow. Okay. And then what's the game plan? What's the game plan going into this final for you guys?
No, TS Galaxy.
Key players, who are you trusting for you to get those goals?
Okay, our key players, we always depend on. We are having the likes of Zindonga, the likes of Mahlambi, the likes of Victor, our veteran key player Victor Litwalo, the likes of we have many key players. We have many key players, and we are looking for. No, tomorrow we are going to take what belongs to us, and it's not for the first time taking Nedbank. You will remember 2019 at Moses Mabhida. Yeah.
Rex. Whoa. We're not
the
there.
goal of Lipasa.
We're not there. Maestro, we see you on TV. Sibonise and win. We're not in 2019. Please. We've failed.
No. If I can translate it to vernacular, remember bathi la manzi ke ajama khona aphinde ajame. So this thing it's not new to us taking Nedbank.
Oh, I love the energy. You know, the most interesting thing about this fixture is that, you know, TS Galaxy, or both teams rather, you know, are not in such great form, but TS Galaxy are going into this fixture, you know, have not won a game in a while. But it's interesting that when it comes to cup fixtures, form sort of goes out the window. Everybody just locks in and everybody just makes sure that they arrive and show up on that day. I want to bring in Man versus John. I believe he's still with us. You know, we've spoken about TSG and how they are prepared for this game, but Durban City has managed to get to the final without scoring many goals. I mean, you know, this guy said, like, if you get to if you get to a final with the game before that being an own goal, I mean, you're bound to be in that final. What do we say about Durban City's, you know, journey into this final, Man versus John?
Yeah, like Sky said earlier, Durban City have been to that dark place. Like I said, 3 penalty shootouts, not easy, and golden arrows going down to 10 men, like the coach said, and holding on the whole way. And they've literally got the experience within the team. And I see everyone ignores the league games building into this. We got to take the league games into account, because TS Galaxy have leaked goals. You saw against Pirates what happened, 6. Durban City haven't only got 5-2 against Magezi. After that, Chiefs beat them, Polokwane beat them. Everybody just beat them. And TS Galaxy struggled to score goals recently. They missed a lot of big chances. On the other hand, Durban City, give them one chance, punish. And then that's it. That's where the game goes. 1-1 or 1-0, and they can go the whole way. So I'm saying just be careful of Durban City. They can like hold it out for duration of the game.
Maestro, do you guys have a plan for Durban City? Like, I know I asked you this earlier, but Man versus John just highlighted the fact that, hey, it's a struggle for you guys there in the league. And then there was that loss against Pirates, and I was trying to, you know, at least you can't take form into the cup, but now Man versus John saying, "Aye, Baba, we have to count those losses." Do you believe that TSG has a plan for Durban City?
Thanks for that question. I was waiting for that question. TS Galaxy, game intelligent, TS Galaxy is very good. And remember, Durban City is playing with 3 players. It's Luamba, it's Striker Sabo, Nakaba, and Darren Chip. Now we are playing with full house. And remember, Durban City only score 1. The other one, it was Castle Star. Score for them. The Castle Star, the one who beat you guys, Pirate.
Hey, Timothy, help me out here. Help me out. Now my team is catching strays here. Durban City's plan versus TS Galaxy's plan. What are we looking out for come the final, come that kickoff whistle?
I think what is important is the fact that we've already highlighted the fact that these teams have been leaking goals leading into this game. Defensively, I don't think they would be confident. And from what I'm going to see, I don't think it's going to be one of the finals to remember, in as much as I feel that in the cup final, there's nothing to lose. I know there's trophy and the money to lose, but there's nothing to lose. That's why cup games are a little bit different to league games, because I mean the league is a marathon, but with cup games you don't actually need to win the game to win the game. I don't know if you get me. And Durban City have proven that. They've gone to 3 penalty shootouts, and those games will always be recorded as draws. So you don't actually need to win the game to win the game. or to leave the trophy. So it will definitely be interesting. And I really hope that we won't have to go to another penalty shootout, because I don't think Durban City will survive the fourth penalty shootout, because sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and you definitely head for them. And you look at what this trophy then comes with. It comes with playing continental football, like I highlighted earlier, and it will definitely improve the CVs of both coaches. It doesn't matter who wins it. And with the fact that you have the money, you have the prize, you have history to rewrite, and as the Tears Galaxy, you have beaten a team that is ranked number 1 in Africa. I'm talking about Mamelodi Sundowns. You definitely want to go all the way, because it wouldn't make sense for you to beat all these teams, beat number 1 side in Africa, and then lose against, more like your peer in the final. So I really hope tomorrow we won't see a boring game. But I would definitely want to see a fixture full of attack, a game full of attack, and one where we'll sit down and say, this will definitely go down as one of the best Nedbank Cup finals. We've seen before. We've seen with Pirates versus Mamelodi Sundowns. We've seen last season with the Soweto Derby and how Chiefs won it. So it's definitely the Cup of Dreams. We can also go back as far as some attacks beating Kaizer Chiefs in that historic game. Malu TFT doing a number on your side as well. So come tomorrow around this time, I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 goals before halftime. Then we'll definitely have a final to remember.
100%. Emilio, I love that Timeri mentions that, this is a Cup of Dreams and it's a chance for continental football. But in that same breath, it also raises the question, are either of these teams ready to go compete at that level? Because one of these teams is going to win and one of these teams is going to go into continental football. Do you see any of these teams ready enough to compete at that level?
That's a good question. Obviously, with no offense to the clubs, like the stature of the clubs and things like that, but I think we've seen what happens when a team that's maybe not ready for continental football wins the Nedbank Cup and then plays it the following season.
Like a Kaizer Chiefs, we've seen
that. Not a man versus John. But look, I think, you know what, I wouldn't see them doing a deep run into the competition. I would say, if I had to split the two, I think TS Galaxy would be more equipped for the competition. Maybe a cheeky, group stage, a good performance, but I would say not necessarily doing a deeper run. Would be good though, would be good for the experience, good for the players, good for the coach, as you said, to put that on their CV as well. So definitely a good prize at least to have, up for grabs.
Maestro, do you agree with that? Do you feel like, because you're convinced that TSG is taking it tomorrow, do you feel TS Galaxy is ready to compete on a continental level?
I'll answer that by saying, once we won the Cup of Dreams, that Cup of Dreams will bring back our confidence. So by bringing back our confidence, we'll be ready. So never mind about the league that we are on number 12 and Durban City is number 7. So never mind about that. But once we gain confidence about taking this Cup of Dreams, we'll gain the confidence. Don't worry. We are ready.
I love that. The Cup of Dreams, the final is kicking off at Peter Mokaba Stadium tomorrow. TS Galaxy takes on Durban City, and we're going to go into our favorite part of the show where we're going to talk key players and we're going to see predictions. But before we do that, we're going to have to go to a break. I need you guys to prepare your predictions because this is going to be a very serious one. We're going to hear some more from the coaches, but I want the panel to give me some predictions, and I want to see who's taking this Cup of Dreams because the so-called big teams are not in it. Those who are worthy are in the final, but we'll dive more into that after this break.
Is it just in politics where there are no permanent enemies? Noma, it also rings true with Diski. Fiercest of rivals with Derby this past weekend, Ukisha Wapuabantu will now become all best friends this coming weekend in the DDC penultimate round. Dobsonville Stadium is where we at, Madam. Amakosi could hand Pirates their first DDC title on a silver platter with a win against Sundowns. Pirates need to beat Chipa and hope Chiefs do them a favor against Sundowns to clinch the DDC. Siwelele and Skukune will get us underway on Saturday in Goa. Chipa and Pirates face off at 3 p.m. On Sunday, Orbit College versus TS Galaxy Ngoted. See Vale with a potential title decider between Sundowns and Chiefs at 12. Hashtag Asidali. Hashtag Sivutamanje.
Game 7 for Islanders. With 0.7 seconds remaining, the ball left his hands. He didn't know it yet. They couldn't believe it yet.
Is this the Tiger?
The playoffs are here.
Choose your taste. Original. Zinger.
Dunked.
But I have to warn you. Once you taste these... Once you taste these strips, there's no going back. KFC strips. You won't get it until you taste them.
And we are back again on the link up talking the Nedbank Cup final, the Cup of Dreams, where TS Galaxy will be taking on Durban City at Peter Mokaba Stadium. Who will be the champion? Only time will tell, but interesting conversations we've had about the winner of this final will be also getting a chance for continental football. Question is either one of these teams ready? You know, given their league forms, league form, Man versus John said, hey, we can't leave it behind, Baba. How you've been performing in the league, of course, is going to spill over into, the cup final that we're going to be seeing. Nedbank Cup final, Cup of Dreams. If you're joining us from whatever platform you are, we're live on TikTok, we are live on YouTube, we are live also on Facebook. Make sure that you engage with us in those comments. Give us your predictions. Let us know, is it Coach Dladla or is it Coach Parker? Better Parker is a friend of mine. It's so weird calling him Coach Parker. But is it one of these two coaches that is going to be lifting that trophy tomorrow? Now, league form. I know we've touched a little bit on this, Esther, and you've assured us, saying, you know what, we don't have to worry about the league. But how concerning is it for you guys, or has it been rather? How concerning has it been for you guys as supporters of TS Galaxy going into such a big fixture, then also changing coaches, and you haven't had a great run in the league? Do you think it has kind of tainted your support for the team, or we were phambili njengoba kunjalo?
Not at all. Not at all. As I've already explained, this is not the first time losing a coach. Remember, Sid Ramovic was divorced in front of TV at Tiena Agasas coach. And then we Sanyusa backed it at Adnan Nobani Nalo Ahamba naye Unemi. Then this game is too heavy for both parties. Now we are trusting the leadership and without being what is that wording? Without being undermining Durban City. Tina, I think we are going to score 2. We are going to do what we have done last time when we were playing with Sundowns, this Cup of Dream. We are going to get 2 before half time.
No,
so, and remember, Sundowns, we beat Sundowns 2-1 before while we are here at Sotoro Stadium. I'm still there today. I'm here. The same stadium.
You know what? let me. I'm just. Mama Esther is talking about 2-0. Mama, you forget to go to the 2-0 that are very in this. The 2-0s that are in this game is the 2-0 Durban City gave you in Bombela and the 2-0 Durban City gave you in Chatsworth. So where are you getting these 2 goals? Because you've shown, Uguti, you can't score against the Durban City. You've shown this season you cannot.
That was a league. That was a league. And then it Durban City, good Cup of Dreams. How many goals, Stars? That was a league.
So we Cup of Dreams. No, and that's where we too. We Cup of Dreams in Durban City has scored 2 goals. So Ihamang 2 by 2 out 2 by 2.
No, let me rectify it. Let me rectify that. Durban City score 1. The other one has Rick Star. Score for them. I was there in Durban. Score only 1. The other one is for Kazakh Star. We gave them.
Okay, look, we can't take away from the fact that, TS Galaxy has the advantage of the veterans that are part of their coaching staff. We've got Vuyomera, who's part of that amongst, the goalkeeper coach. They coming in with an experience. If Durban City is going to be relying on maybe getting to a penalty shootout in this final, it might be difficult for them because the experience that is Coach Bennett Parker, that is Vuyomere, that is taking this team into this final can't be overlooked. The last time there was a Nedbank Cup final that went to penalties, that was Mamelodi Sundowns in 2015 against Cape Town. So we haven't seen a Nedbank Cup final go to the penalties in such a long time. Do you think Durban City can get it across the line in the 90 minutes with their track record of lacking to score?
Yeah, I think the other thing you must put into consideration here is that in Durban City, if you look at, everyone talks about Sipho Chain, everyone talks about Brendan Peterson and Amai clean sheet. On the other end of things, Darren Keats has 12 clean sheets in the league. Guys, they don't concede much goals. If you take the Makesi game out of the equation, before that, they've only conceded 18 goals, right? So I think the question should be, can TS Galaxy break down the Great Wall of Durban? That's the question. And I don't think it's tough because, yes, Victor Lutuano, I think he's 1 goal away from being the top goal scorer in Nedbank Cup. I get that. We've seen him doing the things there. But, you have the likes of Omar Sheikh, or you have the likes of Darren Keats, and you have the luxury and the likes of Upito, who is probably, yes, Bennett Parker was the player. Peter was never the player Bennett Parker was. I get that. Bennett Parker scored in the final. Bennett Parker played for Chiefs. Bennett Parker won the Nedbank Cup. He won multiple league titles, played for Bafana. But when we talk about coaching, Bennett Parker, in the words of JM of the Red Team, he's a small boy. He's a small boy in this industry. We must understand. Upito has been he's been to Zulu. He's a small boy in this industry. So we must not get excited about Coach Bound to go to a new coach. He's going to come in and he's going to re-energize the boys. I get that. But Upito, all he's doing is this.
Hey, these are heavy threats. Man versus John, do you agree with this? But Bennett Parker might not be the guy everybody thinks he is going into this final.
100% I agree, because imagine being Bennett Parker. Do you go into there, keep the same lineup? Because, yes, they've been performing in the Cup, but in the league, they've been tracking in the league. So do you go there, implement your style, or do you keep the same situation? It's tricky. And then on the other hand, Durban City know already. Midweek, they had selected their team. They know they're starting out this and go there. Parker maybe still thinking about 1 or 2 things to change, 1 or 2 things to play differently. So I think that there could be an issue. That's why I say Durban City here, it's their trophy.
Yeah. Timothy, how important is the experience of the likes of both Vuyomere, assisting Bennett Parker in this big game? I mean, he's been on the job 7 days now as the interim coach, but Vuyomere was an exceptional player himself. How important is the influence and input of the other guys on that coaching staff going into this final?
I don't know how many league titles will be on that TS Galaxy bench because we have Wemeri who has won it a lot of times. Bernard Parker also won it twice with Kaizer Chiefs. You have the experience of playing in big games, and more especially cup finals. Bernard Parker was also played in the CAF Champions League final with Kaizer Chiefs. And we're also not gonna leave the experience of someone like Hege Tafia in that TS Galaxy bench as well. So it's it's plenty of experience. I mean, Ronan Fernandez is on the other side of the pitch of the technical team as well. He has featured in a lot of big games before, playing at a team like Kaizer Chiefs as well. So in the TS Galaxy technical team, they have a lot of experience. And let's not forget the fact that TS Galaxy last played the final, I think, 2 seasons back when they were beaten, I think, by Stellenbosch in the Carling Cup. So it's a team that knows how to get to finals, and we know tomorrow they're gonna rock up in style. You know, it's the only team that I know that rocks up with suits. God gave me, so one would expect the drip to be on another level, and I think it would make sense. It would make sense for them to win it again. And me saying that doesn't mean I'm saying Durban City are not capable of that. And I hear that my friend said we should take out the Magesi game. Let us bring it back. If we bring it back, it changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes everything because they played that game. And what is also interesting, Balem, is that the Tape era would have featured in the last game that was played by TS Galaxy in this particular competition, and we know what happened to him when they faced your team, Orlando Pirates, and now that has also forced the technical team to change the keepers. So it will definitely be interesting to see how a new keeper who will be playing maybe his first Nedbank Cup game this season will play on a particular day, because I think it might go down to the keepers.
Interesting. Before we get into our score predictions, I want to pick Emilio's brain quickly. What do you suggest Durban City do going into this final?
Okay, this is going to speak to my prediction a bit, but I think their plan should definitely be to obviously be defensively solid. And I think if they get one goal, literally just one goal, I'm actually going to say that I feel like one goal is going to decide the entire final. If they can get one goal, they win it. But also, if they do go the 2-hour distance and they make it to that shootout, I think it's theirs.
Wow. Okay. Maester, what are the thoughts and feelings from a TS Galaxy supporter standpoint? And I want to get your prediction as well. Where are you guys standing right now? Where are you? Are you guys traveling down to Peter Mokaba?
Yes, in the morning we'll be traveling to Peter Mugabe. But I've heard my brother, if I've heard my brother, I'm quoting him correctly. I've heard him saying, TS Galaxy, he forgot to mention that TS Galaxy is a producer of all the 16 teams. The likes of Mashiro, the likes of Sipiwe are from us. So we know their strategies. So worry not, tomorrow we are going to beat them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give me a prediction for tomorrow. What's the final score for tomorrow?
I've said to you guys, tomorrow, we are going to do what we have done to Sundowns in this Cup of Dream before halftime. 2-0. 2-0.
I need a prediction, my brother. Timid, I need your prediction, my brother. Final
score. Tough one. But I'm gonna lean towards TS Galaxy, man. It would definitely be nice one to see Coach Bernard Parker winning. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy because Durban City also have experienced players. Abotabo know that I've tasted their lifting trophies before. I think they might come in handy for them. I think it's gonna be 1-0 to TS Galaxy.
Okay, Sky, my brother. Ngati, you're already stressed about to give me this prediction. I don't think you're confident in what you're about to give me.
You know what? I'm just going down memory lane here. You know, I was there when Ufarik Kadodia booked passes for Maritzburg United to go to play Free State Stars in the Nedbank Cup final in 2018. We were there, and I didn't get on the bus, but I saw the likes of Julius Mosiamedi, Bevan Francis, the likes of Orion de Jong. We got on the bus. We lost 1-0 to Cape Town, in Cape Town against Free State Stars. It will not happen. The mandate here is clear. The MEC, the Premier of KZN, did give them a send-off this week. And Twaning Abui and Natali without the Nedbank Cup trophy. Notata, Luamba, Chalai, who else is there? Mashicho, Terran Kidd. We are taking this to 120 minutes. Labo 8:30 Saturday night. Terran Kidd is going to save penalties. Durban City will arrive at King Shaka International Airport on Sunday afternoon after a big party with the Nedbank Cup trophy. Thank you.
Man versus John, I need your prediction, right? Did I get your prediction?
No, not yet. Okay, so my prediction here, 1-1 full time. After extra time, Durban City scores second one.
5-2.
2-1.
Gosh. well, Maester, are you with other fans there with you? With other TSG fans?
No. Kumo.
Okay.
Come, Kumo.
Okay, because I want to get their predictions also. Irampe prediction more fast.
2-1
to TSG, not to TS Galaxy.
2-1.
Okay.
Yes.
2-1 to TS Galaxy. Well, there the predictions are in. I'm going to go with a 1-0 to TS Galaxy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go with TS Galaxy on this one. But remember, if you're tuned in to us from Facebook, from YouTube, from also TikTok, make sure that you join the digital build-up as well. From 4:30, it will be live on all of our platforms. And the main build-up will be kicking off right after that. So you don't want to miss into that. Get the predictions, get the inputs from the analysts, and straight into the game. Make sure you join us on your World of Champions right here on SuperSport. And may the best man win, guys. It's a lot of money that's at stake here. It's millions and millions. I know I would retire from that cup money, but thank you for joining us at the Link Up. I'm Lemi Loko. Good luck to TS Galaxy and good luck to Durban City for the Nedbank Cup final. This is from us, the Link Up.
Hundreds of battles fought across the continent by the princes of Europe. But history doesn't care who almost won. It only remembers the name on the trophy.
Where does football go from here?
One night to decide it all on the ultimate stage, 30th of May. Stay connected and watch